some fried chicken and watermelon on the end of the line, but there isn't. Oh, and he's won. Look at that. That's amazing.
So, you really think you can be part of the top 1%? You versus 99%. That's like bringing a butter knife to a gunfight against Google. But hey, maybe you've got that unhinged spark of delusion we call ambition. And no, it's not about waking up at 5 a.m., chugging raw eggs, or living like a monk who's allergic to fun. Turns out the 1% didn't beat the system by grinding harder, they just stopped playing the same game. They unplugged from the rat race and rewired their brain. And that, my friend, takes a whole different kind of mindset. Curious? You should be. Because to really get it, we'll need to hop in our slightly unstable time machine and trace the secret mental upgrades that actually moved humanity forward. Let's rewind time, way back, before Amazon Prime, before TikTok, before even Wi-Fi, back to a time when humans were just glorified squirrels with anxiety and thumbs. First came fire, not just for s'mores and dramatic camping photos, but for warmth, protection, and cooked meat. Fire made us the only species that could have dinner and not die from it. Suddenly, humans weren't just surviving, we were marinating. Then we invented language. Because Zug and Grunt weren't cutting it anymore. Now we could warn, teach, gossip, aka the first social network with fewer cat videos. Then came agriculture when humans finally said, yo, what if we stop chasing cows and just trap them? Cue settled communities, domestication, and the slow birth of burgers. The land of cheeseburgers, pizza, and curated brunches was born right there on a dusty farm. With food sorted, we had time to get extra. Cue civilizations, writing, metal tools, cities, and something called government. Plato's Republic, anyone? Because nothing screams progress like inventing rules and arguing about them for 2,000 years. Fast forward to medieval Europe and bam, the printing press drops. Suddenly ideas spread faster than memes on Twitter. Then came the Renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci said, why not paint the future and invent it at the same time? Enter the age of enlightenment, science, philosophy, and shockingly few TikTok dances. Ben Franklin played with lightning, Edison gave us the light bulb, and the world went from candlelit drama to 24/7 ideas. Each leap wasn't just a tool or tech, it was a mindset shift. A small group saw the world differently and dragged the rest of us into the future. So what does winning really look like in the modern world? Not grinding 24/7 until your soul files for bankruptcy. Nope. The real winners? They think sideways, act boldly, and break whatever rules aren't serving them. Let me show you what that looks like. John D. Rockefeller didn't just build wealth, he engineered capitalism itself. He saw business like chess. Everyone else, still playing checkers with monopoly money. Warren Buffett, he turned thinking slowly into a billion-dollar skill. While the world was chasing hype, he was sipping cherry Coke and compounding quietly.
Well, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, for example, communication skills. I tell the students that come that they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%.
What about Oprah Winfrey? She turned pain into power. Her success came not from pretending to be someone else, but from doubling down on her authentic self.
Each of us comes to this earth with a deep potential that yearns to be fulfilled, with a love to be set free. We all crave connection. We search for common ground. We want to be heard, but we also need to listen, to be open, and contribute in order to harness our hopes and dreams and to heal our divisions.
Sarah Blakely, ever heard of her? She turned pantyhose into a billion-dollar empire with zero business training. Just guts, wit, and duct tape.
At Spanx, to encourage people to fail, I'm bringing up my failures in front of the team often. So I will stand up and I call them the oops of Spanx. Some of them are the oops throughout the history of Spanx. Some of them can be a recent oops that I did, but I'm always openly talking about it.
Steve Jobs made tech sexy and made us believe we needed it. Elon Musk went from memes to Mars.
3, 2, 1.
Jensen Huang saw the future of AI before most of us even knew what GPU stood for. These aren't just inventors, they're reality benders. They didn't wait for the world to catch up, they built new ones. David Goggins ran on broken legs. Not for medals, for the mental war. He didn't find motivation. He made it out of suffering.
I don't expect anybody to understand it, but 1%. But the loud voices of this world are the 99% who don't understand exactly what you have to do.
Kobe Bryant? He didn't practice until he got it right. He practiced until he couldn't get it wrong.
You gotta set the example. This is another obstacle. This obstacle cannot define me. It's not gonna cripple me. It's not gonna be responsible for me stepping away for the game that I love. I'm gonna step away on my own terms.
These guys didn't try. They transformed. Taylor Swift is more than a pop star. She says a strategic machine wrapped in glitter. Each reinvention, a masterclass in narrative control. When everyone zigs, she drops a surprise album and sells out the world tour again. Stephen Hawking explored black holes without leaving his wheelchair.
Has been a glorious time to be alive, doing research in theoretical physics. The fact that we humans, who are ourselves mere collections of fundamental particles of nature, have been able to come this close to an understanding of the laws governing us and our universe is a great triumph.
Helen Keller couldn't see or hear, but still taught us how to listen.
Not dumb now. No.
Jessica Cox was born without arms. She flies planes with her feet. What excuse do you have?
If you can see your challenge as an opportunity, you will walk on the road of hope and pave the way for others to do the same.
These people didn't just overcome obstacles. They crushed the idea that obstacles meant limits. Jack and Draco was a teenager when he created a cancer detector cheaper than a Big Mac.
But in science, failing is like one of the best things that you can do. The breakthrough moment of this entire test, that was one of the happiest moments of that entire journey.
Anne Makosinski built a flashlight powered by your body heat.
What I really wanted to emphasize today is that you have more opportunity and time to create when you have less. When you're given less to start off with, your brain is designed to come up with different ways to solve your problems and to solve other people's problems and issues.
While most kids were texting in class, they were building tomorrow. These modern minds didn't just follow trends. They rewired how they see challenge, failure, and even boredom. They played life on a totally different setting. So now the big question is, can you learn to think like that too? Stick around, because in the next part, I'll show you how to start doing exactly that with practical steps that actually work. Okay, by now you are probably thinking, cool stories, but how do I actually start thinking and living like the 1%? Great question, because here's the raw truth. These people aren't superhuman. They just do things differently every single day. Let's break it down step by step, and more importantly, let's talk about what you can actually do. Step 1, they take action. Mark Twain once said, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." Most people get stuck in someday. Someday I'll start a business. Someday I'll work on that idea. But the 1%? They just start. Messy. Imperfect. But in motion. What to do? Pick one thing you've been procrastinating on. Today, do the first step. No matter how small, momentum is addictive. Step 2, they cultivate the right mindset by curating their circle. They say you are the average of the 5 people you hang around most. If your circle only complains, blames, or scrolls TikTok 12 hours a day, guess where you're headed. What to do? Audit your circle. Then follow, read, or connect with people who push your thinking. You don't need access, you need influence. Step 3. The top 1% invest in themselves, especially in their unfair advantages. They take courses, hire mentors, join programs. If they have a gift, they don't let it rot. They sharpen it. What to do? What's your unfair advantage? Is it your storytelling? Your empathy? Your tech skills? Double down. Don't just consume. Build with it. Step 4. They leverage high-value skills. They don't chase 100 little skills. They master 1-3 skills that scale. Think persuasion, leadership, systems design, content creation, coding, AI prompt engineering. What to do? Pick one skill. Go deep. You don't need 50 mediocre tools. You need one killer edge. Step 5. These folks are curious, lifelong learners. They read, they question, they test. They never assume they've made it. They ask, what else can I learn today? What to do? Replace 15 minutes of mindless scrolling with something that teaches you how to think. Podcast, book, weird nerdy rabbit hole. Go. Step 6. They double down on what's working. Most people get bored of success and try to reinvent the wheel. Not the 1%. They milk what works, scale it, and then expand. What to do? Look at your own life. What's working right now? Do more of that. Consistency wins over novelty. Step 7. They embrace challenges and failures as fuel. Failure isn't a sign to quit, it's data. They expect pain, and they make it productive. What to do? Don't ask, why did this happen to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Step 8. They solve problems, they don't blame. No one successful ever said, yeah, I got rich blaming my parents, my boss, and the government. What to do? Catch yourself the next time you complain. Then flip it. What part of this can I control? Step 9. They've also developed the habit of thinking long term. They don't seek microwave wins, they play the long game with daily habits that compound. As John C. Maxwell famously said, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. The 1% of people plan ahead. What to do? Design a daily system for your goals. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, change your day, change your decade. Step 10. They think in terms of scalability and exponential growth. They ask, how do I do this once and make it work 1,000 times? That's how businesses scale. That's how ideas spread. That's how you escape trading time for money. What to do? Ask yourself. Can this be automated, digitized, delegated, or licensed? Start building systems, not just hustle. The key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Says who? Stephen Covey. I'm just here to report it. Don't fill your day, design it. Let's face it, the real gap between the top 1% and everyone else, it's not IQ, it's not talent, it's not even luck. It's intention plus execution. They decide who they want to become and then act like it every single day. The truth is, no one is coming to save you, but the good news? You don't need saving. You just need to start building, brick by brick, a life that reflects your potential. You already know what's holding you back, and you already feel the pull toward what's possible. So if this video sparked something inside you, that voice saying, I'm meant for more, don't let it fade into another forgotten motivation spike. Use it, act on it, cement it. Here's how. I've linked a powerful personal development course in the description. It's designed to help people just like you break through self-sabotage, unlock clarity, and start mastering the same mindset frameworks used by high performers around the world. You'll learn how to structure your day, align your purpose, and finally gain the momentum you've been chasing. No fluff, no woo-woo, just actionable change. And yes, it's the same kind of framework I wish I had years ago. So here's the move. Click the link in the description, enroll in the course, and commit to the process. Even if it's messy, even if you're scared, because 5 years from now, you'll either be grateful you started today or wish you had. The top 1% aren't waiting. Why should you?